Have you ever wondered why the first piece of information you receive is often the one that sticks with you the most? This phenomenon, known as the anchoring effect, is a powerful psychological tool that can influence your decision-making process, often without you even realizing it. Imagine you're in a car dealership looking to buy a new vehicle. The salesperson casually mentions that the average price for a car is $25,000. Later, they offer you a car for $23,000. Even if you haven't checked prices elsewhere, you're likely to think you're getting a good deal because that initial figure of $25,000 has anchored your expectations. Or consider this, you're trying to estimate how many people will attend a party. A friend throws out a guess of 50. Your estimate, whether higher or lower, will likely be influenced by that initial number your friend suggested. That's the anchoring effect in action. This subconscious reliance on the first piece of information as a reference point impacts various aspects of life. In negotiations, those who start with a high offer often end up with a better deal. That's because the high initial offer serves as an anchor, making any subsequent reductions appear more reasonable, even if the initial offer was far from it. In the consumer world, you're more likely to buy a product if you see a high price crossed out and replaced with a lower price. The initial high price anchors your perception of the value, making the discounted price seem like a bargain. Even in risk assessment, the anchoring effect plays a role. If you hear about a plane crash, you might suddenly feel more afraid to fly. Even though the statistical chances of being involved in an accident are incredibly low, the news of the crash becomes an anchor, skewing your perception of risk. Understanding the anchoring effect is crucial to avoid falling prey to biased judgments and decisions. But how can you combat it? Firstly, make sure to gather multiple pieces of information. Don't just rely on one anchor point. Seek out different perspectives and data points before making a decision. Secondly, always consider the source. Evaluate the credibility and relevance of the initial information you receive. And finally, be mindful of your own biases. Everyone has them, but being aware of them helps to avoid letting them unduly influence your judgment. The anchoring effect is a subtle yet potent force in decision-making. By recognizing its influence, we can make more informed and balanced decisions. So the next time you find yourself swayed by that first piece of information, remember the anchoring effect and take a moment to look beyond the anchor.